Welcome to my channel. Today I will explain an adventure movie called The Omen King. Watch out and take care. In 1823, the young King Ghezo took power in Dahomey's West African kingdom, ninth emperor of the people of Dahomey. The Mahi tribe teamed up with their foe, the Oyo Empire. They raided the village of Dahomey and sold those captured to European slave traders. This evil business dragged both countries into a terrible cycle. Mighty Oyo has guns and horses, but the young king also has a fearsome weapon. It is an efficient army of Omen soldiers, Agosi led by Commander Nanisca. These warriors are the only soldiers between Oyo and Dahomey's fall. One night, the Mahi tribe is sitting in a group. Nanisca takes her team and attacks them. A man is screaming, says Agosi. Nanisca stabs him from behind. Nanisca asks where are the prisoners, but he says they are farmers. They have not caught anyone. When he did not answer, Nanisca killed him. They find the prisoners. Many Mahi tribes died there after the conflict. Those who survived were detained. They find a horse. Nanisca realizes they are Oyo soldiers. One of the Agosi soldiers dies. The girl covers her face. Nanisca approaches the girl. The girl is crying. When he asks, the girl reveals that she is his mother. Nanisca assures him to reach her home. She thinks that maybe her father sold it. Izogi is ready to take the prisoners. Noe is walking around the village. A woman asks Noe to meet her mother for clothes. She wants to know what clothes. The woman claims her wedding dress. She also said that she had brought a wedding vessel for her. She is surprised because she knows nothing. All those held captive by the Mahi tribes have returned. Everyone is happy. Meanwhile, all the Mahi tribes were brought captive. The village people bowed their heads in respect to all the Agosi forces. A kid wants to see them, but her father reveals it is forbidden to look at Agosi. The boy covers his eyes with his hands. Izoji notices. She approaches the boy. The boy opens his eyes. Izoji smiles and walks away. Noe looks at them. Avenger says they have on. Everyone has come to see them, but Nanisca claims evil shadow is descending on the kingdom of Dahomey. A little girl runs to Noe and tells her that a guest has arrived at the house. They think he is a handsome boy, but when she went home, an old man came to see her. She is shocked. He revealed he owns 3 palm plantations. Noe will work there. The man slapped him for not answering his words. He wants to keep her as a maid. Noe pushes him away. Her father apologizes for his daughter's behavior. He leaves in anger. Noe was taken by her father to be handed over to the king. Izogi comes out of the palace and takes her inside. Agosi soldiers are undergoing training there. Noe goes inside and finds the skulls of some of the people who were attacked in the village, with which the Agosi soldier drinks alcohol. Izogi reveals that after dusk, no male concept transgender can enter the palace, because on the other side of the wall is the palace of gods. Noe has entered a new world. Many people are happy with the story. Someone is dancing. The Oyo army came to Mahi village on horseback. They see that many Mahi tribesmen had died there. They realize that Dahomey's female soldiers attack. King Ghezo is unwilling to pay tribute to Oyo. They are breaking the palace by entering the area, but Megan claims war will break out if Oyo does not pay the rent. Nanisca says the Agosis are ready for battle. Nanisca offered King Ghezo not to sell the captives for weapons, so instead discussed palm oil yields. King Ghezo asked Nanisca to give details about palm oil production. The Agosis fight for the king and sisters of Dahomey. Agosis do not marry. Nanisca gives Mahi's girls a chance. She declares that no harm will be done to their man for their faults. He asks the girl who does not want to stay to leave. Many drop out of the group, but some girls remain. Noe grabs a spear, but Issy forbids him from touching another's weapon. Then Izogi comes there. She hands Noe the sword. She advises him on training. Nanisca is taking a bath, suffering from bruising at the injury site. There Noe goes to bath. She sees Nanisca and leaves, but Nanisca asks her to stay. Nanisca asks her if she is a prisoner they freed, but Noe claims her father left her there. Nanisca thinks that her father may be rich or want to hand over to some big man's son-in-law. Noe claims her father tried but could not eat. She wants to be a soldier. Noi goes to sleep. Fambe cannot prepare himself for battle, but she has nowhere to go. But Ode says she wants to be the hunter, not the victim. The next morning they are ready for training, and ropes are given to them. Git hurdles are taught on ropes, but Noi Git cannot give. Nanisca hands her the sword and tells her to cut off the soldier's dummy head. She strikes but fails. Everyone laughs at her. Nanisca cut off his head in the first blow. At night, Izugi comes to Noi and recommends good training. She tells the story of his life. Once she was 14 years old, she was the first victim of torture. Izugi's mother sold her virginity. They prepare for their final competition. They have to demonstrate their fighting skills in front of the king. Those who pass the competition will be the first, and those who fail will leave the palace forever. Izugi applies body oil and tries to catch Noi, but fails and throws him away. They take sword training, ask them to aim and shoot. Noi loads the gun before firing. While firing, she was knocked back. Nanisca notices him. A fight breaks out between Ode and Noi defeats Ode. Then there is a test of the strength of men and women. Everyone encourages for them. Finally, Izugi wins. Noi wants to learn how to tie a rope from Fambe, but Fambe is reluctant to teach. At the training ground, Izugi and another woman both cut off the dummy's head in on fell soup, but exploded. Everyone smiles. Nanisca notices this. She asks who made this trick. At first no one admits, later Noi admits. Nanisca scolds Noi. Noi argues with Nanisca. Nanisca takes Noi's sword for choice. She bursts into tears. Ishi calls Mahi prison Ode. Avenger says that will pass the final competition, only that one will be an Agozi warrior. Nanisca wakes up from a dream. Avenger enters the room. He uses special knots to find someone from the past coming back to him. Nanisca does not believe him. Nanisca came out of the room and heard something. She goes and sees Noi training alone. Dahomey soldiers cheer in the presence of King Ghezo. The palace doors were opened. Oyo army entered inside with horses. King Ghezo leaves the throne and descends. Everyone is panicking. Oyo state chief Obadi. Nanisca knew him by sight because Obadi repeatedly raped her during his imprisonment. To them, the rent was taken, but because the amount is less, they throw it away. 40 Agozi claim as his compensation. Obadi threatens to prevent Ghezo from being used for trade if King Ghezo disapproves. The king talked among himself and agreed to give 20 agozis. Nanisca selects 20 agozis. She points to Noi. Noi comes out of the group. Nanisca remembers past torture and breaks down. Avenger approaches her. Nanisca tells Avenger that her vision is true. Portuguese slave trader Santo Ferreira and his friend Malik arrive in Africa. When Malik entered the city and saw the prisoners, he panicked. Agozi confronts Oyo. Obadi calls the men of Dahomey. Nanisca distributed the severed heads of his men to Obadi instead of rent. At Nanisca's gesture, everyone backed up. Obadi calls out Oyo soldiers. Nanisca pulls out her sword, and Noi stops. When she sees him, a fight begins between them. Noi runs and cuts the rope. Oyo soldiers are trapped. Noi shouts. They both ran and jumped into the river. Oyo soldiers chased them, shot them. They got into the boat. Nanisca calls Noi after they ran away. But Avenger privately tells Nanisca that she was the one who deviated from the plan. Nanisca was concerned about killing Obadi. Meanwhile, Santo Ferreira and Malik meet Obadi and his soldiers. The Oyo conspire with other tribes to invade and sell Dahomey and the villagers. Malik was embarrassed to hear this news. Later he went to the water to bathe. When he is found naked, Noi puts her clothes away. She accuses him of being a slave trader, but Malik denied it. He reveals that his mother was from Dahomey. Noi hears someone's voice and leaves from there. King Ghezo Agozi organized a final competition with the trainees, where contestants have to climb throne buses, climb walls, fight enemies, and decapitated dummy heads. Noi wins. King Ghezo admires his skill. Later, while tending to the trainees' wounds, Nanisca Agozi notices a cut on Noi's arm. She finds out that Noi is an orphan. Nanisca returns home. She asks Avenger where her child is. whom she had left because she thinks Noi is his lost child. Slave trader Santo Ferreira approaches King Ghezo. King Ghezo wants to improve by selling palm oil instead of the slave trade. Santo tells King Ghezo that without the slave trade, the kingdom of Dahomey would be destitute. Ghezo replies that if the Europeans are no longer used to him, then they are also vulnerable. Malik comes to Noi. He wants to come in, but Noi said men are not allowed to come there. He asked Noi to meet him at night. Aguji swear blood and sing songs at night. She goes to meet Malik in the night in secret. The Noi forbid Malik to travel with slave traders. Malik gives Ogo to keep it safe. But when Malik says he was nothing to give her, Noi takes a knife from him. Nanisca is talking about. Noi confronts him. She informs Nanisca about Oyo's plot. She scolds Noi for secretly meeting Malik. Noi argues. Nanisca comes to Noi and tells her that she confessed to rape every night. She was pregnant when she escaped. She left the child. Avenger helps to hide and release the baby. Nanisca remembered the child's left hand being cut off and a sharp tooth stuck in it. Nanisca cuts Noi's arm and pulls out her teeth. She confirms that Noi is his daughter and Obadi's daughter. Noi leaves disappointed and breaks down in tears. The next morning, Nanisca with some of his troops watched the Oyo camp. They planned to detonate the Oyo camp with sparks. At night, all the Agoji prepared the warriors. They set fire to their gunpowder and caused an explosion. The horses started to run. Oyo panicked. Agojis attacked. A bloody battle ensues. Many Oyo and Agoji warriors died as a result. Oyo escapes, taking a few Agoji captives, including Izogi and Noi. After going some distance, Noi sees that the strap of Pambe is loosened. She encourages him to return to Dahomey. Pambe falls off the cart. Noi finds Izogi and helps him fix his broken arm. Pambe returns to the kingdom of Dahomey and informs the Agoji of Oyo plans. King Ghezo sent for the Agojis. King Ghezo chose Nanisca as his woman king, but Ghezo's wife Sante protested. She leaves from there. Nanisca wants to bring back the captive Agojis, but King Ghezo disagreed. The next morning, Agoji took the stage to sell the warrior at a high price. European slavers arrive for captives. Malik gets emotional seeing Noi. Izogi and Noi fight against them. They try to run away, but Noi got caught. Oyo shoots Izogi when she tries to save her. She dies and Noi cries profusely for him. Malik buys Noi from Oyo for 100 rand. Nanisca goes to attack the European camp with warrior without the king's permission. She went there and found out that Noi had been sold. They set fire to their camp, attacked the man before freeing the prisoners. Agoji attacked Noi when she came out of the house. He asked Malik to run away. Malik gives Noi a beautiful dress. Santo Ferreira tries to get some of the prisoners on board, but Malik freed the prisoners. As a result, they beat Ferreira and held him underwater until he drowned. Nanisca confronts Obadi. He tries to kill her, but Nanisca defeated Obadi. Finally kills him. Everyone goes back to the kingdom and promises to love Malik. Agoji returned to the kingdom with their captives. Nanisca confronts King Ghezo. Although she disobeyed King Ghezo's order, she wants to give up leadership. The king is grateful to him for ending the Oyo Kingdom Empire. He formally elevated Nanisca to the title of Woman King. Everyone is happy. Noi pays homage to Izogi's tomb. Nanisca goes there and apologizes to her daughter, addresses Noi as his daughter. Noi leaves from there. The Agoji girls are dancing. Noi comes and offers her mother a dance. The two of them join the other in dancing in celebration. It ends with three brave warriors on a mountain top. Thanks for watching.